Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just a little excited. It's totally fine. You know why? Because we're moving tomorrow. And more than likely, I'm still going to look like this. So apologize for that in advance. However, I just wanted to touch base and say, hey guys, we're moving tomorrow. So couple things that I'm going to touch base on really quick. First of all, COVID land is COVID land. We're converting, I don't know, everything we could possibly convert. So they are finishing up MICU tonight. So all 16 beds will be negative pressure. They are working on beds in SICU Station 1. That's what I said. Station 1. So that is currently in progress. They are finishing up South Addition West. I believe we're ready to roll there. We're currently taking 6 patients. Their goal is to get staffing up to 9 patients, but that is still to be determined. Then they are going to work on the last 4 rooms in 3 SAE. And I think it's really SICU Station 1. That's the really big one, the next one. So that's our COVID update for today. It's always great. I just wanted to clarify for a minute. They really want to keep the COVID ICU patients in Station 2 or SPICU because that's where the ICU team is cohorted. So we can put the ICU patients in MICU if we absolutely have to, but ideally we're going to cohort that ICU patient population down on the second floor if and when at all possible. It's the best for the team and the nursing staff and things like that. So keep that in mind as you're moving these patients around. They did, like I said, 3SAW is now available to take patients to the west side. They can take the confused patients. They may push back depending on how heavy their load is because now they're getting all the confused patients, which is kind of stinky. So try to work with them if they're really struggling with a particular patient. But that being said, we should be targeting all floor patients out of all COVID units at this time, either to west or east, depending on how they show for a shared versus or windowed versus unwindowed. So just make sure we're targeting those out so we don't miss any more floor movement down because that's a big one. I think that's it for our COVID friends today. A couple of updates on go lives that are coming up. Both the new telestroke platform will go, that and the transfer center or the teletracking upgrade will happen in January. The telestroke platform, they finalized the flow. It's actually not too bad, I don't believe. They're working on putting together educational sessions for us. They had asked for next week. They asked me yesterday. I told them that's really impossible. So plan on seeing some educational training sessions the week after. As soon as I get those dates and let you know what that looks like, I'll put them out. I've asked for a bunch of them if possible, as well as for them to be live. So if you have questions, you can ask. Please know that the BMAs are also expected to be trained and access this because you will need to support the nursing staff because those particular calls don't always happen in a straight line. Your nursing staff may be on another call at that time and will need your assistance to manage the transfer if possible. The flow doesn't seem too bad. It's pretty straightforward. I don't think it'll be too horrible. It'll just be learning a new system. We're good at that, right? So that's the telestroke. For the transfer center teletracking upgrade, there are some changes that are going to impact all of us. For the BMAs, it's the 5525 and 5526 logins will no longer be possible because you can no longer have generic users with the upgrade. We're going to try to go live with that in the beginning of January before the upgrade happens so that we can work out the kinks. It's very similar to what happened the last time we had an upgrade. I know we went backward from that. A lot of it had to do with shift change and overlap. So I'm hoping in the new space that will be somewhat mitigated. But Emily and I would love to hear your input on how we better improve that process, knowing you'll have to be logged into your own login to manage arrivals and discharges. We're still trying to figure out what to do with the notifications. So that's still TBD. Excuse me. Other than that, I think that's it for the teletracking upgrade. My brain is all over the place. That will fully take effect in the end of January. We will have training for that as well, specifically because the transfer center application will change significantly in the visual looks, and some of the functionalities will be different as well. So lots of training coming. So that is it for the just general stuff I had. And now I want to go through some moving items for you. So there are a couple of things that have not been finalized or addressed yet. One being that we don't have a fax machine. We found out today that they, even though we've been bothering them for a week about this, that we will not have a physical fax machine tomorrow. So an interim plan, which is we've already tried and they're working on it in the team right now. Man, I'm breaking out. Sorry, horrible. We will be the face sheets that we get faxed will go to the BMA CVT only email inbox for right now. BMAs are going to have to watch that and forward them to the nursing staff. We are going to work on giving the nursing staff access to that. I don't know how long we'll have to do this for the interim. Hopefully not too long. And they can get our fax machine delivered to us at some point. It would be really nice. I don't know. So just be aware of that. The monitor arms and monitors on the new desktops, they put all the monitors on the current 4 stations that are set up today. They are a little bit far ahead and they're far forward on the desk, and they're a little hard to manage. Please know that we're aware it's probably not the best scenario. They are functional right now, and there's nothing we're going to be able to do immediately to get that fixed, but Christy and I are going to work with our furniture friends and see what other options we might have and how we can make that a little bit more functional for you guys. So just wanted you to know that that was something we've already noted and noticed. The busy lights aren't quite working yet. Only some of them do. We're still working on that as well. We had a little snafu with the delivery of new headsets and bases. They sent us the wrong ones, which is why things weren't working this week. But the new ones are supposed to be coming. I didn't think like they were supposed to come today. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Either way, we'll get it figured out and worked out. So just be aware of that. The display screens for our reader boards are not here. They have not delivered those yet either. And they wouldn't be, they can't obviously be installed at this point. So that being the case, Paige wrote down the websites for the flight team, the Lifeline stuff, so we can have it on our desktop if we need it. We can try to work out some interim solutions for that this week as we go through stuff. I think we'll have some opportunities for interim solutions. We just have to look at what those are. But we do have monitors that will be hanging from the ceilings so that you guys can see them in the pods. So I just don't want you to be surprised when those are not there either. We're working on that. Brenda's little tidbit was that when you go to the bathroom, make sure you shut the faucets off. They have to be straight across. They actually swing all the way back and still run. So let's not flood out our new home. Okay. Make sure that water's not running when you leave. Other than that, I really want to encourage you all to jot down some notes when you get there, things that you think could be improved, things you'd like to see different. So we can kind of collect that and try to really work through this space and make it our own. Remember, it's kind of a blank slate, which is exciting. We kind of get to do it whatever we want with it, within reason. But I think we have a lot of great opportunity here. So I'm super excited for you guys to come over here, work here. The environment's just so much better. It's so great. I love working over here already. I feel less stressed. So I'm excited. I do want to make sure that we start starting Monday morning, we're going to have to do Zoom calls for shift reports, 6:40 and 6:40 every day. I want to make sure everybody is attending those. We're going to need to, going to mount the screen for the Zoom call for shift report kind of by the main door. So people will need to walk away from their desks just to be engaged in that shift report. We'll have to figure out what that looks like as far as who stays on phones and who doesn't. But I really want everybody, regardless of what role you play, to be involved in that. It's important to make sure that Vicki and Darcy are still included, that we all have a good sense of what's going on. And I really want to make sure that we're giving all of the information necessary. I think it's important for everybody to know what's going on with the COVID beds, how many are getting closed, what's turning around. I think it's important for people to understand some of the criticality of different patients waiting on the waiting list. I think we could probably do a little bit better of a job just being a little bit more communicative. I think it's important in this day and age, I guess like this COVID time, when everything is just super crazy right now and changing all the time. So please don't hesitate to share the information you know. If you think you're going to forget it, write it down. That's what I have to do all the time. Please write it down. If it's important to you, it's probably important to others in the team as well. So let's get together collaboratively and really make sure we're communicating as a team as best as we can. I think this new environment is going to be great for that because we'll all be in one place. How exciting. Except for Vicki and Darcy. That was a long, sad face just for the two of you. All right, I think that's it. I'm going to get out of here because I have to go watch my kids' virtual recital in about 30 minutes. So anyway, have a great Friday night, you guys. And I look forward to seeing you as soon as possible in our new home. Take care. Good night.